We told you we'd be right back, and here we are back here for race number 2 this afternoon. We're here with Hudson iRacing group here. These guys doing a little bit of qualifying, just getting wrapped up here. 3-4 minutes left to qualify here at Lanier Speedway. These guys are running the street stocks, so very cool to see that. And Wes, man, we just called a great race, did a little bit of road racing. Now we're right back to the short track racing.
Yes, these Hudson iRacers here, they are natives to Hudson Speedway in New Hampshire, and they're having a little bit of fun here on iRacing while we have this downtime with the pandemic we're going on. They have this great season going on here at Lanier. We called some awesome action from them as well from last week. And now we're rocking and rolling here this week. So we're going to have a couple heat races that are scheduled for 12 laps. That's going to line up our feature. We have a 5-minute qualifying session here as well. Going to get our lineup for the heats, and then we're going to go from there.
You're exactly right, and we're just wrapping up qualifying. These guys have about 3 minutes left to qualify. They get 2 qualifying laps here at Lanier Speedway here in the street stocks.
Yes, and we're trying to get a hold of Mr. Stephen Dickey. He is one of the right-hand men here that helped make this happen, as well as Ben Pazowski. He is the GM, the guy that makes it all happen at Hudson. So we're going to try to get at least one of them here, as we now have we have Stephen Dickey here with us. Stephen, how you doing this Sunday?
Oh, just trying to get this thing going. A little bit of technical difficulties with the Discord channel, but I think I'm on here now. If you
Yeah, we got you loud and clear, brother. We're here for another Sunday, another Sunday afternoon here at Lanier Speedway. Tell us a little bit about this. Are these fixed setups, open setups? How's your point standings working, all that?
fixed setup. So, I mean, a lot of people don't have a lot of time to work on that, and there could be some huge advantages to people working on their setup. So we kind of try to level out the playing field by keeping it fixed. The points are going to work like its system. Don't know if we're going to do. I think we're going to have a heat race point system. Go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 through the heats, and then 50 on back in the feature. We're taking 31 cars. 10 are advancing directly to the feature from qualifying, and I want to say it's 4 from each heat race, and then 4 from the consi. I think we should have a consi. I think we have plenty of cars for that.
Awesome. And are we going to have? I'm sure we're going to have a full, because this is our first week that is going to be 4 points. Because last week was the exhibition, correct?
Correct. This first week for points, this race is paying. I believe it's either $100 or $125 to the winner. So yeah, we got it limited though for incidents to 20. That way, hopefully people can keep their heads on, or they'll be disqualified.
All right, and anybody that you like to shout out, any sponsors you guys have over there at Hudson that maybe isn't getting the attention that they typically would get on an afternoon that you guys would typically race? Anybody you would like to shout out while you're here?
Yeah, I mean, let me think about this really quick. I don't have a list in front of me. Probably for next week I'll get a little better as we go. But I mean, some of our track sponsors include E-Keys for Cars, Granite State Salvage, Majestic Motors, Pazowski Properties, Synergy Sign Works, Tingsboro Motors, Northeast Auto Imports. That's just to name a few people that we have supporting the track. We're going through some times right now, so we're really unsure of when we're opening. We're just kind of playing it by ear with the state and to see what they have to say, and we're not really releasing any schedules or anything because all it's going to do is change. Get people making plans, and it's going to change. Right now, our schedule is as soon as they start letting us race, that we will open up the track itself and get moving on.
That's the smartest thing to do. All right, man. It looks like they're going to start lining up here for the first heat race of the night. So we're going to throw you back up into your admin booth, and have a great race. And we hope to talk to you here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Stephen Dickey. He is the admin here and also gets his hands dirty at Hudson Speedway as well, making stuff happen over there. So, all right, we are lining up for our first heat race, which is scheduled as follows. Regan Parent going to be starting pole in that 17 machine. Next to him will be the 164 of Robert Rund. Starting third will be Jarrett Howard in the 12, and next to him in fourth will be Ethan Souza in the 39 machine. Starting 5th will be Joseph Brooks in the 15, and to the outside of him, the 14 of Jeffrey Battle. Kyle Buck in the 05 will be starting 7th. Next to him will be the 33 of Tony Quadros, starting 8th. And then rounding out your field will be Adam Cody in the 35 ride. So that is your field here for the first heat race for the Hudson iRacing League here at Lanier Speedway. So going to be an interesting one. The lights are off on our pace car. And Paul, we're about to go green flag racing.
I got to do it one time, Wes. I got to do it one time. Adam Cody, baby!
Woo!
Some of the wrestling fans know what I'm talking about. Anybody else probably doesn't. But we're going to take a look at the leaders here. Some beautifully painted street stocks here. 64 looks like he misses the start just a little bit. Kind of hands the lead right into Regan Parent there in that beautiful Bud Light machine. Man, there's some cool-looking race cars out on the track right now, Wes.
There really is, and the 15 of Brooks is trying to get underneath the 164 ride there as we go on to lap 2, trying to get his nose under that position for the 3rd position. Can he make it stick? It looks like this track is going to be favorable on the outside, at least as for right now, as the 15 is trying to get the inside to work, and there around goes the 05. He gets a bump from the 33, but he saves it going into 1.
I was just going to say, take a look at that 05. He started towards the back, and he's already moved his way back up to the halfway through the pack, and very cool-looking machine. He's got kind of that chrome deal going on. Very neat, a little bit of a wiggle there right in front of him with the 14 machine. But, man, there's some exciting racing going on here, Wes. This is good stuff.
Absolutely, and we just started, and that 05 he's pushing the limit here, Kyle Buck, and that's making him fall a couple more spots back up front. Reagan Perrin is still your leader, but your battle back here is with the 05. That's where the action is. Kyle Buck, he knows it's a long way to go in a short time to get there. You don't have many laps in these heat races, only 12 laps to get it done.
6 of them down, 6 of them to go here in the first heat race of the night. And, man, Regan Parent's got a commanding lead over Jared Howard. Robert Runn's going to be running 3rd. And you can see the top 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cars there, about single file all the way around this track. So you got to wonder if these guys are going to try and we're taking the top 5 in the heat race. And we may very well have some Conti races here this afternoon. But
39 and the 14, Paul, are battling it out in for the top 5 position. The 39 on the high side, the 14 wants it. The 39 slides coming off of 4, makes contact with the 14. They both save it into 1. 39, though, showing a lot of loose conditions here. He's struggling with this setup. He's stuck up on the top shelf, letting the 05 down low now, who is just drifting around 3 and 4, able to make it stick, still battling with the 39, and they make contact into 1, almost 3 wide now with the 33 of Quadros sticking his nose in.
Gonna ride on board shotgun with the 05 because it seems like that's going to be the most exciting seat here. Great car control shown here by Kyle Buck in the 05. Getting that car sideways, getting the back end kind of kicked up, and really doing a great job showing these drivers just what it is that's up. Doing an awesome job getting around this speedway. You saw him get loose last 3 laps ago, able to really collect it, head on down, and use that momentum to get him where he needs to be in the track.
Jeffrey Battle now in that 14. He has his eyes set on that P4 position that is currently held by Joseph Brooks. How long can he hold on to that for? As they battle down into 3 and 4, you just see the tire marks being left behind these guys. They are not holding anything back, and it looks like we have a winner here. It will be Reagan Perrin in the 17, Jared Howard, Robert Runn in the 164, Joseph Brooks, and then Jeffrey Battle in the 14 will round out your top 5. And I believe we have some Conti races. I'm not exactly sure of these guys if everybody moves on, but typically at least the top 5 does.
Yeah, the top 5 are definitely moving on here in the heat race. Check with that. The race administrators here as we're lining up for heat race number 2. Commanding victory for that. Again, that's a good-looking Bud Light scheme. And maybe it's just because I'm thirsty here, but we've had a busy afternoon and a busy morning and really a busy weekend here at Verdane TV, so I could definitely go for a beverage.
Matthew Bourgeon will be starting pole in the 25. I think I said that right. Starting second will be Justin Harris in the 29. Starting third in this heat will be Nick Maniatis. We struggled with that one last week, too. He's in the 63, starting third. Starting fourth will be Adam Knowles in fourth in the 23. Starting fifth will be Eric Babol in the 48. Starting sixth will be Thomas Johnson in the 58. Starting seventh is the 31 machine of Jimmy Weaver. And next to him will be John Greaves in the 96. Starting ninth will be David Elliott rounding out your field. So 9 drivers in for this 12-lap shootout, trying to set the pace for our feature tonight.
Another group of really good-looking street stock cars. Man, oh man, it makes me really want to go street stock racing. That 29 machine almost looks like a dirt car type of paint scheme on that car. But the lights are off on the iRacing Mustang pace car. Gonna do one final lap, get all the tires heated up, get all the dust and the dirt off those tires, and see if we can get some green flag racing here. We've already got a hell of a show in the books with that first heat race. Gonna move on to second here and see what this group has.
They showed it off last week in the exhibition race to shoot off their season. They're showing it this week where points are counting. And this is also a pay league. These guys aren't just out here doing this for fun. This is a pay league. There is money on the line, especially in the championship. So the green flag is out. Matthew's able in that 25 to get the whole shot, followed up by Justin Harris in the 29. Nick is in the 63, sitting in third, and now the battle for fourth heats up. As the 23s on the top shelves gets slapped by Eric Lebeau in the 48. He settles back in. The 31 and Jimmy Weaver all in that as well, Paul.
31 machine is there. He saw the 48 get a little bit loose, had a little bit of a help, but man, he's there. He's all over the back bumper right now, trying to gain that position. Knows that we're only going to be taking the top 5 in this heat race and moving him on to the feature here later on this afternoon. Trying to get all he can early on. We've already got 4 laps in the book here in this 12-lap heat race.
And these guys are pushing, and they're pushing hard. The 58 now going low on the 96 degrees. 58 goes around. He spins out, coming out of 4, all on his own. No caution yet. He's stuck in the middle of the track. This could be calamity. He puts it in the middle of the track. He backs all the way down into, looks like their victory lane, just trying to get out of the way so we stay green. Now the leaders come around. Man, oh man, oh man, the 58 looked like he panicked. And there goes the 48. He gets bumped by the 31. The 48 of Eric Barbeau goes around. Man, oh man, he's going to try to loop it back around in 1 and 2 to stay out of everybody's way and get it back going.
You saw it live on screen, man. That 48 just having a rough go of it here in the heat race. Second incident in 6 laps, so tough break for him. Going to focus right back up here on the leader, see what we've got going on here. Matthew B. Matthew B doing a great job holding off Justin Harris there in the second position, and you can see Nick. I know we had help with that last name earlier from one of our viewers. But Nick M's third and Nick. Adam Knowles fourth.
We're just going to call him Nick.
we'll call him Nick in the 63 car.
Nick M in the 63 car. We're not trying to butcher names here. We're trying to have some fun.
100%. That's what it's all about here if it ain't TV.
Coming to lap 9, and we see Jimmy Weaver has actually gotten the black flag, did Jimmy Weaver. And that's the driver of the 31. He's the one that we saw send the 46 around, so Jimmy Weaver has received the black flag, so he's going to have to make a trip down pit road. But nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, the battle for the lead starting to heat up a little bit, but the 25, not too much pressure from the 29, but he's following his footsteps or his tire marks going down into 3 to 4. We're going to be taking 2 to go next time by. Popsicle sticks are out for the 25 of Matthew B.
Justin Harris knows he's only got another lap and a half to try and get around Matthew in the number 25 car. There is a little bit of lap traffic up ahead of the leader, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be too much of an issue. Not enough time to get up there for any kind of slowdown, but you can see Justin Harris goes all the way down to that yellow dotted line, heading on down into turn number 3. He's going to try and take one more shot, maybe try and outbrake him just a little bit, come off the corner hard enough, slaps the wall just a little bit, gives it a little bit of a kiss. Winner's going to be the number 25, Matthew B. Justin Harris second, Nick Manius, and he's going to finish third, Adam Knowles fourth, and Jimmy Weaver rounding out the top 5. Those guys are racing this afternoon here in the feature.
Paul, that's 2 up, and I think we got one more heat. We got one more heat here. That means a lot of guys have showed up. We got a huge entry list here to have another heat race. So a big entry list. A lot of really known drivers here for the Hudson Motor Speedway. These guys are putting on a heck of a show so far. So what your lineup will be is David Greenslit will be starting first in the 20. Next to him, Andrew Harmon in the 34, and that 5 guys ride. Starting third will be Andrew McLaughlin in the 26. And then the 11th of Cody Parker starting 4th. Starting 5th is Ben Bazowski, the owner of Hudson Motor Speedway. And starting 6th will be William Foltz in the 37. And then Gleason Smith in the 8 will be rounding out your field with Terrence Connor in the 000. And the 2 of Christopher Buffon. So lights are off our pace car, and we will be going green next time by.
Giving these drivers a lap here around the Lanier Speedway, just trying to gather all their thoughts, get a good grip on that steering wheel, and see if they can race their way in to the feature event this afternoon, the main event of the afternoon. Trying to get into this feature here at Lanier Speedway here with the Hudson Speedway iRacing group. These guys have put on a great show so far. There's been some really awesome looking paint schemes. Pace car goes down pit road. 20 gets a great jump, heading on down into turn number 1. Looks like the battle's going to be for second.
That battle is for second in the 34 of Andrew Harmon in that 5 guys ride. Maybe ate a little bit too much 5 guys. Looking heavy there in the left front. Not able to get the car turned down in the corner as he wanted. Still struggling on the outside, trying to get clear himself. Nope, the 11's going to still be there. Putting his nose underneath the 34, who's still just sinking like a rock. Where will he end up sinking down into? Finally being able to find the low line, but after starting on the outside pole, Andrew Harmon drops to the 5th position.
Taking a quick look at the 8 car running 6. That's Gleason Smith sideways the back of that car almost all the way around in these both ends of the racetrack. He's just kind of drifting that car in, and it almost seems like he's losing a little bit of time. As you can see, the 37 of William Foltz, he's going to come in and try and take that position away from him. I'm not sure if the 8 is having some issues or if that's just his driving style, where he's going to let the tail end of that car just kind of try and whip around here.
We haven't seen too much of a battle yet for the lead throughout these heat races, but looks like we may have one here before this is all said and done.
37's around. Coming out of turn number 2, looks like he had a little bit of help there. 37 gathers it back up. He's up towards the wall, and he's going to try and get back up to speed here. Head on down to turn number 1, right in front of the leaders here. That number 20 machine is he's got a windshield full of that 37 machine, and he's got a mirror full of Andrew McLaughlin in the 26.
Great racing here so far, and that battle for the lead is still about exactly what it was. They're not too far from each other, but the 37 of Foltz trying to put a little bit of a gap as he just ran a 14.9 compared to the 14.7 of Greenslit, and Foltz gets completely sideways in 1 and 2. You don't want to do that. That's not how you pull away. That's opened up the door for Andrew McLaughlin in the 26 now, and Foltz goes up the track. Oh, I'm sorry. Foltz is the driver that spun. All right, that makes more sense to me now. But that did open up the door for McLaughlin to gain on the 20 of Greenslit for this battle for the lead. Having to check up for that lap car, it's really opened up the door for this battle for the lead. With only 3 to go right now, can McLaughlin do anything with the 20 of David Greenslit?
Greenslit putting on a clinic right now. He's able to really ride the same line as we got 2 to go. Popsicle sticks, as it were, in the air. Sends it on down into turn number 1. Really sticks it to that yellow dotted line at the bottom of the racetrack. Doesn't look like the number 26 right behind him as anything as he's, as I say that, coming out of turn number 2, shoots on down low, but to no avail coming out of the turn.
Great racing here we've seen in 3 heats. David Greenslit moving on. Andrew McLaughlin doing a great job here, wheeling it out of turn 4. Your winner being the one and only David Greenslit, doing one heck of a job in this race. Andrew McLaughlin second, 3rd place Ben Pasowski. Great showing by Ben. 4th Cody Parker, and then rounding out your top 5 will be Gleason Smith. So now we got a consi, Paul. We got 15 laps, and then this will set the feature.
And this is exactly it. This is what it's going to come down to. This is the last chance that you're going to be able to make it to the feature this afternoon. We've already got 10 guys that qualified in, and they've been able to sit in their cars and just kind of take a little bit of a breath, kind of watch these guys go around the track and learn some of the different driving styles of these drivers. But man, it's go time. These guys know they've got 15 laps to try and race their way in to this feature event. Lining them up 2 by 2 here right on the front stretch. Going to get a quick little parade lap, and then it's go time. Seeing the 05 and the 96, they're going to be starting in the front row. Gone through all these drivers so far at least once this afternoon. And man, these guys are going to try their best to really race their way into the feature. Pace car starts rolling as the field follows in behind him. 05 warming the tires up, 96 doing the very same, and all these drivers are going to be doing the same exact thing. They want to essentially get out front and try and stay there. I believe we're taking 4 drivers from this Conti race, if I'm not mistaken, and that's going to match up with the 5 from each of the 3 heat races and the 10 top qualifiers. So we're going to have a field of about 25-30 cars, and it's going to be an action-packed race here at Lanier Speedway.
Yeah, sorry, Paul. I was there listening to race control there. We are taking the top 4 here. I wanted to just kind of listen on so to help with the viewers to know exactly what is happening. So that's how many we are taking. Christopher Buffon in the 2 is being given an EOL, so you may be seeing him drop to the end of the longest line here. He's having some connection issues, so that's why they're asking him to drop to the back.
Well, the 05 is doing the exact opposite of that. We got 15 laps on the board, green flag in the air, and the 05 gets a fantastic jump. Kyle Buck has about a 3-4 car length lead over John Greaves in that 96 machine. Looking like the battle right now is going to be for third, as 34 has it, and there's 4 cars behind him that want it.
Paul, because Christopher Buffon did not go to the back of the pack, he did not adhere to that warning. He was removed from the server, so the 2 car is done for this race. Too bad, so sad. We'll see you next week, Christopher. As the battle for second place now heating up. The 34 gives the 26 a bumper. John Greaves able to hold it, but the 34 of Harmon gets the bumper from the 33 of Quadros. Quadros now trying to hold it on the outside, trying to make her stick. Can he do so? Yes, he can, but he's now under fire from the 48 of Eric Babeau. These guys are firing off, trying everything they can to get in that top 4 spot. That's what this battle is for. This battle is 4th. That's the drivers that are moving on. 5th on back. We'll see you next week.
Talk about go time. These drivers know that they need to do everything they can as early as they can to try and get into that top 4. Right now, the difference between racing and going home here for the feature is about a half a car length. You can see side by side right now for 5th. It seems like the top 4 finally single file. That 4th place machine, he wants a little bit of cushion. He wants to get around the number 14, see if he can move himself up to 3rd and not have to worry about what's right behind him.
Again, there is no yellows, ladies and gentlemen. If there is a crash in this race, the admins will throw a yellow if it's bad enough. The 35, by the way, of Adam Cody is out of this race. He got into an incident. He blew his car up, so he's parked for the rest of this event. So unfortunate there for Cody. But back up front, that battle for second is heating up. The leader, Kyle Buck in the 05, we saw him really strong in this heat. He didn't have a good qualifying run, so he's stuck in the back, but now he's showing off that strength. But the 96 of Greaves under fire from Andrew Harmon in the 34 still for that second position.
Halfway through this last chance qualifying race, and Kyle Buck is checked out. He's got a 3.5 second lead over second place. Second place, it's actually going to be the 14 now. Gets around the number 96. The 31 is there. Man, oh man, this is some fantastic racing. It's pretty much 7th on back to, or 2nd rather, on the way, all the way back to 7th. Right here, 3-way battle here for the 4th position. Man, awesome racing right now.
These Hudson iRacers are putting on one heck of a show for all of us. Other than Kyle Buck. Kyle Buck said, I'm not worried about the show. I just want to get this win, and I want to move on to the feature. So he doesn't
Pin me,
really
pay
care
me,
as much
and buy a T-shirt. All business is Kyle Buck.
And that is, and he's gapping that lead even more here. He's pulled out to a substantial lead, and that's what Kyle Buck's here to do. He's here to win. That's all he wants to do, and I don't blame him.
Oh, we got the 96. John Greaves gets sent around. Looks like he's going to gather it back out. Whoa, real tight there with that blue and orange machine. Almost looks like Dave Macia's street stock there from Stafford Motor Speedway. But man, he gets looped around. He was running about 5th or 6th. He was in that pack of cars right there. Tough break for John Greaves.
Yeah, Paul, he was actually 7th, and he bounced off Thomas Johnson's, the 58 ride, his back bumper, and just kind of sent himself around after doing so. So tough break. Again, no cautions here, so we're not able to get you any replays, but we are on lap 15, the last lap, ladies and gentlemen. Kyle Buck leading from flag to flag here, basically, in the 05. Sees the checkered. Moving on will be Kyle Buck. Andrew Harmon in 2nd, Jimmy Weaver in 3rd, and then 4th, Tony Quadros. So that is your top 4.
Great showing there by Kyle Buck and that gorgeous chrome-styled street stock machine that he's got going on there. I really like that paint scheme. He's going to burn him down here. Well, he's going to try and burn him down here, but these guys get a little bit of a warm-up, kind of able to work on the car just a little bit and cool the tires and figure out exactly what's going on. But we're going to take a real quick minute here just to go through our national anthem, so stand by. Three heat races in the book, qualifying time trials in the books, a last chance qualifier, that's in the books. Got a field here lined up, 23 drivers here from the Hudson iRacing group. Going to be doing some racing here at Lanier Speedway, and man, we've seen some great racing so far, Wes. We see some awesome car control. Guys are able to get these cars really sideways on both ends of the racetrack. Really looking forward to this feature race here.
All I got here back in the booth with us is admin of the league, Stephen Dickey. Dickey, you got a copy?
Yes, I do. You got me?
Absolutely. We saw some great action-packed racing in the heats and that last chance qualifier. We saw a driver get removed. Looked like he possibly was blinking and some connection issues. Your thoughts on the action we've seen and what's to come?
Yeah, we're very surprised and very happy with these guys. A lot of give and take. We had one little incident where for a transfer spot, somebody get turned. We're going to be pretty strict on that because on this online racing, there's a lot of, they don't have to pay for the car, so they'll just send it right in there and hope that hope they can come out the other end. But that person was able to battle back in and made it to the consi. The number 2 car was blinking really bad. We're not sure if he didn't have a radio. We were going to let him drop to the back of the pack.
I got you there. Now, tell us, is it 5 from each heat that move on, and then 4 from the consi?
Yeah, so from the it was supposed to be 6 from the consi, I think, just due to iRacing kind of sets that with how we have the heat races set up. So I think it was 6.
Gotcha. Man, we have been having a lot of fun up here in the booth calling the action. Seems like you got a couple drivers that are going to be the standouts of the show. You got some drivers that might be some underdogs that can pull off some upsets, and you got some that are still learning the server, which is expected. I'm sure you got some guys that aren't iRacing veterans, but because of the times that we're living in, decided, hey, let me give this thing a shot. So, but nonetheless, thank you for having us, and man, we can't wait to call this feature for you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. So I hope everybody enjoys it. Gets a little people. I mean, it's really nice out here in New England right now, so people watching are probably look out the window saying, "Hey, I want to go up my yard." But I appreciate those folks that are watching, and I hope you guys are enjoying this until we can get back to the real thing. And thank you guys again.
Absolutely, and to your hopefully to your happiness, we have at least 60 watching right now on just YouTube alone. So you got some eyes on your product. So we're gonna keep on putting on a great broadcast for you. And you guys keep on putting on the action on the track.
Thank you. We'll talk to you at the end of the race, I'm sure.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Steve and Dickey. One more word from him, that admin here. As the checker flag has been thrown on this final warm up, and it's time to go feature racing here, Paul.
Feature racing here at Lanier Speedway. Great to have these guys out here with us. It is a nice day out here in New England, and I'm actually going to go out and split some wood here after this race. For a little bit, anyway. I'm not exactly as fit as I used to be. Been doing a lot of sitting in this chair here, doing some streaming races and calling some iRacings here. So very cool to see. But we got Derek Luchek and David Rind. David R is going to start on the second position there on the front row.
And Paul, listening here, they get one reset. They're not allowed to take tires as well. These are manual cautions. So I like how they do that here. Cautions are thrown manually. If there's an incident, one car spin, the admins get to choose who's going to throw the caution, not the game. So they get a reset. So if you see somebody get completely totaled, what a reset is these drivers can go down pit road, get a brand new car, and come back out. But you're only allowed to do that once. Any other time, you can't pit for tires. You can pit for fuel or damage, but not tires. So you're going to run this entire race on one set of tires. So starting third will be Jeremy Davis in the 09. Fourth, Garrett Lamb in the 38. Behind them, that cool mellow yellow ride. I love that of Matthew Kimball. I've always been a fan of that paint scheme. Starting sixth will be Dan Collins. He'll be starting the outside of that mellow yellow ride. Andrew Davis in the 22, starting seventh, and next to him will be Randall Phillips in the 19, starting eighth. Starting ninth will be a Dirk Stahlecker in the 47. The 91 of Justin Bankowski will be rounding out your top 10. Then Regan Perrin in the 17, followed up by the 25 of Matthew B. The 20 of David Greenslip, and the Jarrett Howard in the 12. And that's about as far as we're going to be able to get in the field, because we're about to go green flag racing here. Paul, we have 50 laps here at Lanier.
50 laps, and you got to start it with one. The iRacing pace car pulls down pit road. Green flag's in the air. 21 gets a fantastic shot. Battle's going to be for second. 3 wide for second place. They think better of it, drop it back down to 2 just for the length of the turn. They're already 2 and 3 wide there for second place.
Reno did not get the start that he wanted. He battled up that high side big time. We saw Garrett Lamb in the 38 get really loose there, coming off of 3 and 4. He's going to drop some spots, stuck on the outside as well. And now the 08 of Milton Duran. He's trying to find some room on the high side. He sees the 1 giving it a shot out there. He says, maybe I'll try it. Nope, the 1 is still fading. So it looks like the bottom side now is going to be the preferred lane. We saw it earlier. Possibly it was the top end, but no, it's definitely the bottom.
Bottom's the shortest way around this racetrack. Already 4 laps in. Big wreck behind them. Looks like that paint car was involved. Caution's going to come out on the speedway. Car's upside down in turns number 2 and 3. Fortunately, we won't be able to pull up a replay, but man, it looks like there was 3 or 4 cars that were involved in that wreck. Tough break for those guys. Like you said earlier, they're not going to be able to come down for tires, but at least they can head down pit road, try and bang on these cars a little bit with the virtual hammers and see if they can get some of that damage fixed.
Man, hard racing there, and unfortunately, caution, Paul, were we able to get a replay there, see exactly what happened?
See if we can't pull it up here on the
like the 47, if this helps you, Paul. 47 on lap 3 on the backstretch, gets on the back of the 19, sends him around, and it's just a chain reaction from there.
Pull it up on the iRacing, the virtual iRacing rather, instant replay machine. We'll give it to you in slow motion. Focus right now on that pink car, the number 47, and almost 3 wide there. You see he's got the Bud Light machine down low and just gets into the corner. Back quarter sends the car in front of him around, and everybody up in the binders trying to lock down. Another tag right there. A couple of other cars, maybe half a dozen cars. So, oh, somebody hits the entrance to pit wall, that tire barrier there, and another car gets sent up into the air. So a lot of heavy damage on some of these cars. You see the 47 doesn't look too bad, but a lot of other cars involved in this wreck as they were trying to get slowed up for the caution.
First yellow flag of the night, and it was a doozy. Turn 3 and 4 turns to be calamity corner for the 47 and the 19. The 17 flipped as well. We saw him win his heat race, and luckily though, these guys get a reset. They can take a deep breath, including Reagan Parent that went airborne. They can take a deep breath, re-rack them, and get ready to try this again. If the lights are off, the pace car heads down pit road, and Derek G fires off in the 21, coming across the line into turn 1. He has the whole shot.
iRacing rules for the restart. The starter of the race is able to essentially go whenever he wants as soon as that pace car goes off into pit road. Don't necessarily have to wait for the flagman. So the 21 does a great job in that Pennzoil street stock, kind of going when he wants to, and he's able to put about 5-6 car lengths in between him and
the one's put in the wall by the 08, Paul. The one was just put in, just pancaked into the wall by the 08. Man, oh man, Milt Duran got really tight coming off a 2. Pancake the one of Danny Rondeau into the wall. Hard lick there. Not sure how much damage Danny now has. He hits the wall on his own coming out of 2 there, but that has to affect that right front. Man, he pancaked that like a IHOP special, and we're 3 wide further in the back. Caution is out.
Yeah, it doesn't really seem like it slowed the one down too much. You saw he scraped the wall a couple of laps there right in a row. See if we can pull up an instant replay and find out what went down to bring us out for our second caution.
Paul, looks like the 26 and the 114 who is involved on lap 11. Lap 11 on the backstretch. The 26 and the 14, I'm sorry, make a bit of contact.
Showing it to you here live, slow motion just a bit. As you can see, he's going to head on down into the turn here. Beautiful shot from the camera angle here. The 14 sideways sliding through this corner, and we'll bump that back up to real time. The 47 gets around, and the 8 barely sneaks on by, but doesn't look like too many cars involved. Not too much damage for many cars, except for that 14 car. Looks like he's got a little bit of crinkling action going on in that right front, like you said.
Yeah, and I see a black flag was given to Randall Phillips in the 19. And maybe because of that accident, I'm going to assume, which you never want to get a black flag. I'll tell you that. It's always negative. But no, it actually wasn't because of that caution. It's actually because of his connection issues. He is blinking in and out, so I believe that's what the black flag.
And that's how you know these guys here at the Hudson iRacing League group, rather, they don't mess around. If you're going to have some connection issues, you need to get that fixed or you need to get out of the way. So definitely commendable move by the admins here at the league that we're working with right now. So and it's a paid event as well. So these guys have to pay the entry fee and kind of keep some of the riffraff out. And that's why we've got a lot of clean racing here. Lights are off on that iRacing Mustang pace car. He's going to take that hard left-hand turn. Going to double him up behind him, 2x2, and we're going to get another restart here. Lanier, the mellow yellow 50 car gets a huge shot from the back. Doesn't seem like he went. He might have spun the tires or maybe missed a gear coming up through the current turns, but the leader's still that Pennzoil machine, the number 21.
Side by side further on back, the 21, that's what he wants to see. He wants to see these guys stay side by side as he barrels it back down in turn 1. The 08 gets a bump from the 38 here of Lamb. Garrett Lamb looking under him, nobody there. They're staying side by side throughout this field into 3 and 4 up front, though. Give the advantage to the 09, able to solidify second place. So Jeremy Davis, and caution is out. Caution is out.
Yeah, the battle for second was about 57 cars right there. Everybody lined up 2x2 all the way through. We'll pull up the instant replay here on the Verdane instant replay and figure out what went down there.
Paul, from my end here, can't really see exactly what happened. I don't see anything that's just out of the ordinary with the caution flying, but we're going to keep on looking back and see if we can possibly see what brought out our yellow flag. Nothing that's really eye-catching, saying, yep, that's it. Yep, don't see it. Whomever it was, Andrew Harmon, I know was involved.
Found it right here. It looks like the 8, the 15, the 47, the 63. These guys were kind of involved here, and you can actually see the 33 gets in the back of the 8 car, sends them down around, and everybody's already on the binders because the 11 was facing the wrong way there. But big hit from the 41. He kind of T-bones the 8 car, and a couple of cars up there slapping the wall. So the 8 looks like he's able to regather his thoughts. 11 car comes down too. Oh, big heavy damage on the right side of that number 8 car. You can see he's kind of dog-legging it just a little bit. So he's going to be coming down pit road. See if he can't get that machine repaired.
And that was on the 34 car, Andrew Harmon. That's his second incident of the day, so he's going to get a 1-lap penalty there. One more incident from him, and he will be asked to park. So now you got to be a little bit more careful.
Most definitely, and these guys do have an incident cap as well, and that basically means if you get 20 incidents, you're done. So great to see that, and some good racing here so far. 21 has really been in the Piper's seat, led from the green flag all the way up to now. Got a new second place car, Jeremy Davis in the 09. He's going to see if he can restart here on the outside of that Pennzoil machine and try and maybe keep up with him, but off the start doesn't seem to happen. 21 heads on down turn number 1 all by himself. Battle's still going to be for second.
That 21 ride has been nothing but dominant so far as we are coming to the halfway mark next time around. He's been nothing but dominant so far, and this is what he wants to see. He sees these guys bottled up and battling. You know, that's doing nothing but allowing him to pull away. And now that battle for third is starting to heat up between 09 and Jeremy Davis. And got one around, 50 goes around. Oh, man, and just calamity, and 50 can't get, he's going off the track.
Big wreck for these guys as we just cross into halfway. Pulling back up here for you and find out exactly why that car went around. It almost looks like he jumped on down low and seems to have just kind of lost control of the car, and it just went right around on him. And we'll take a look and see if we can figure out what it was. Pull it back up here, the Vidane TV instant replay, pardon me. And you can see the 20 car kind of comes up the track just a little bit into the 50. 50 was already loose, and man, he gets a little bit of help from the 20, tries to shoot on down to the apron to hold on to it, does not do that. 20 hard on the binders, the 25 is there, the 22 is there, hard into the back of the 50, and the 50 says, you know what, let me get out of here. I'm right in the middle of the racing groove, and we're still green flag racing, so good move for the 50, trying to get out of the way, but man, it looks like the damage has already been done. There's a lot of tore up race cars.
50 laps, you know, it seems like a big number. 50 is pretty big, but when you're at Lanier, which is only a 3/8 of a mile, it's a very small track. It doesn't take long to get around here. These guys are just a little over 21 seconds, so they're wasting no time getting around this track, and you got to go. And, you know, we're past the halfway point. We're going to be restarting with about 20 to go. So you don't have much time just to sit around and abide your time and wait for your tires to warm up, all that. You know, you see a hole, you shoot for it. And if you take somebody out, then you suffer through the consequences at that point.
You're exactly right. In the last lap, the lap time was a little bit slower because of the caution, but these guys are able to click off anywhere from a high 14 to a low to mid 15-second lap. And the leader right now, the 21 of Derek G, he's actually got the fastest lap of the race so far. He ran a 14.730. So definitely flat out flying here. And a lot of these guys have run 14.7s, 14.8. So they're really able to figure out the setup and everything like that and find out how the car's going to handle here at Lanier Speedway.
You can see these guys are pretty loose on these cold tires, which is what is expected on iRacing, to be loose on cold tires. So handling some loose conditions here on the short runs once the tires are cooled down, and you expect that to change on a longer run, but they just can't seem to get that long run in. Cautions are breeding cautions as the pace car heads down pit road. The 21 fires, and we are back green, and the 1 gets a great restart there. He gets a little bit of the advantage on the outside, but can he hold it? Looking low on him is Reagan Perrin as they are side by side in the 3 for second.
17 Bud Light machine made his way back up to the second. He's able to get around the number 1, gives him a little bit of a shot, shoots him up into the wall. Not the first time the 1 car has scraped the wall. Caution back out on the speedway.
Big one, 25 on his roof. 25 is flipping as well as the 20. Big junk, boys, big junk.
Big junk. Already saw the 20 involved in a caution earlier on tonight, earlier on this afternoon. Easy enough for me to say. Go back to the last crash and show it to you exactly as it happened on track. And man, it's a tough break. You can see there's going to be quite a few cars involved here as we pull up.
The 26, Paul, you may want to focus on him, but it looks like a lot of net code, which is an issue here on iRacing, unfortunately.
Yeah, you hear netcode a lot. It's one of those things where drivers that don't know what they're doing like to blame a lot of their wrecks on. But you see the 20 car just looks like he gets a little bit of a shot there from the 26, and then he gets a bigger shot from the 29. T-bones him, sends him on up into the wall, and the 25, he's around as well. And here comes the 20 again. Looks like he got tagged again, and the 15 is going to come by, barely squeak on by. And it looks like the 05 made it through, but then he lost it as he was hard on the binders, and the car kind of spun around on him a little bit. But already a couple of cars down on pit road trying to work on some of this big junk, as it were. And, man, tough break for those guys. But we've got 15 laps to go. We're probably going to restart with about 13 to go here at Lanier Motor Speedway.
For those watching, thank you for your support. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. We're also on Twitch at Rowdy38 as well as Strictly94. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. We're always calling racing about 5 nights a week now. Some days like today and yesterday, double to triple headers. So there's always action here at Vidane TV that you can see. So make sure you hit that little subscribe button and hit the little bell that's next to it because it'll wake you up to, hey buddy, they're live. Watch them racing. Because you can't watch any racing right now in real life. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to make sure that you are entertained. You race fans get to see something other than just watching old videos. So 1 to go, boys.
1 to go, restarting with about 11, 12 laps to go. The lights are off on the pace car, doubling up. You got Pennzoil on the inside, Bud Light on the outside. And that beautiful Haviland, Texaco Haviland street stock car there in third place, the number 1 machine. Pace car dips down, takes that hard left turn, green flag in the air, and the 21 car Pennzoil machine jumps all the way down to the apron to try and get a little bit of momentum. Not the best start he's had all afternoon, because the 17 Bud Light machine, Reagan Parent, he's there. He's all over the back bumper of Derek G in that 21 Pennzoil machine.
Paul, I feel like he got loose on the start there. He almost hit the inside wall coming to the green. You don't want to do that. And then he tapped the wall coming out of 2 last lap, and that opened up the door for Reagan Parent, and the caution flies. Caution fly.
We'll get these guys slowed back down here as we pull up the instant replay. Talking about the 8 car again, it seems like he's been finding himself some damaged things here. He's been involved in a couple of these events here, but we'll pull it back up. Oh yeah, we got cars upside down and all sorts of calamity here.
Yeah, it's me, Paul. He looks like he just tried to push the limit where he shouldn't have, and caused a little bit of an issue.
Just a bit. You're taking a look here, focusing in on these cars, and you see the 63 is here, the 47, the 41 side by side, and it looks like up ahead the 58 is involved. This 15 is involved. The 8 car gets sent around here. Bam! Big hit from the 41. Shoots the 41 flying. He's upside down. He's heading up towards the wall. Flipping, still flipping. He gets another shot from the 14. Shooting back up into that fence. Holy moly, hard hit for the 41 as he's going to come to a stop, and he's actually going to land on his side. And then he gets kind of a lazy roll back on down the banking. Man, tough break for that 41 machine. Good thing this is iRacing, because you can see right there, he's able to drive away. Actually, he stops because the leaders were coming around. So definitely good ring awareness there for the 41 machine. But he's getting down to the apron. He's going to pull down on pit road. And, man, you got to wonder with less than 10 laps to go, it looks like it's not going to be the night that the 41 machine was looking for. You know, tough break for David Elliott.
All right, they're going to try to get this thing finished, try to get it finished under green. We want to make sure that we get the finish that they're aiming for. And let's see if anybody has anything for the 21. That's what I want to know, Paul.
Yeah, most definitely. And we're going to show you something real cool here with the iRacing thing. Remember the 41 car back on that instant replay, how he was all smashed up like a Bud Light can? use that reset. These guys have one reset. It's got a brand new race car here. So I'm going to restart here with 6 laps to go. So we'll see where he can end up. We're going to focus back up on the 21, the 17. Green flag in the air, and the 21 gets loose again on the start, shooting way down on the apron. But this time he's got a much better start. He's got about 2-3 car lengths behind him, heading on down, coming out of turn number 2.
Battle for second is on as that one car. We seen him struggle throughout the day, getting stuck on the outside of David Rondeau. He gets where he wants to be. He's on the inside now of Reagan Parent. Goes up the track a little bit, maybe gives him a little bit of a bump. Hard to tell if there's any net code there, but they're able to hold it still side by side into 3 as the laps wind down. As he shoots it down in there, the crossover by Reagan Parent, he's able to cross him over with 3 to go.
Big wiggle from the 38 machine. Had a little bit of a help, but it looks like it was mostly on the apron. He was able to really save that car there. It slid him on back to the 5th spot, Garrick Lamb. And, man, he's under fire from the number 64 as well. But we're going to shoot back up here to the leader. That Pennzoil 21 of Derek G. has about 4 or 5 car lengths. Popsicle sticks are going to be in the air. And, man, great racing here. We're going to wrap it up here. We're going to be coming across the stripe with the white flag getting shown.
White rag, a white flag. Derek G in that 21 Pennzoil car trying to lead it basically from flag to flag here with no pressure behind him from Reagan Parent, who gets second place. The one car now under pressure. He gets washed up the track by Milton Duran. But your winner, the 21 of Derek G, followed up by Reagan Parent.
And about 15 other cars, because the battle for third was about 57 cars deep right there. Great racing here at Lanier Speedway. Awesome show by these Hudson boys. Really good race. A lot of good car control here with the street stocks, and some really cool paint schemes too, man. It's really cool to see a lot of these guys out here on a Sunday afternoon clicking off some laps. We got some qualifying, we got heat races, the Consi, and one hell of a feature there. 50 laps here at Lanier Speedway.
Paul, these boys put on one heck of a show, but nobody had anything for Derek up front in that beautiful Pennzoil number 21. Nobody had. They all run the same setup, but Derek Lukaki, I believe is how you say his last name, he put that Chevrolet Camaro up front and never looked back. And that's why you get it done here at Lanier, man. You don't have much time, much room to make passes. So you do your best to do what you can. And if you can start up front, you try to keep it up front. So awesome job there. And I'm sure he'll be happy, and as soon as we get the point standings, we'll have that for you within the coming weeks through them, as well as on the next broadcast. And looks like now that's all said and done, we're going to get Steve Dickey back up into the booth here. Steve, what a feature. A lot of action there.
Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of yellows today. Last week went a little better, so I think for next week we're going to cut the field down, so it'll make it a little harder to get in. If there was actually, if the whole race would have went like it went the last 4 or 5 laps there, that would have been a good show for everyone. We'll get them all straightened out.
Man, you still put on a very good show for us. I'll tell you that. But it seemed like Derek put it out front and never looked back, and definitely a dominant performance there. Now, for your point standings, where can fans find your league online? Where could they possibly see your points before we showcase your points next week?
Once we get it figured out, probably tomorrow or something like that, we'll have them up on the Hudson page, along with a little write-up about it. I'll go back and watch this when I get a chance and write something up about it and put the points out there. And like I said, I think next week we had 31 cars. I think next week we'll probably cut it down to like 24 or so. Like your average free stock race. Last week went so good without cautions that we thought we were going to be able to do that, but sometimes it doesn't go that way.
Absolutely, it's not always what you expect it, but nonetheless, I understand from an admin side of it, you might be a little upset because of the amount of incidents. But from a viewer side of it, man, the viewers had fun. We had fun. You guys put on a heck of a show tonight, and we can't wait to see what's going to be in the future.
Yeah, we'll get it better. I mean, like I said, we're all new to this, and I mean, I'm sure these guys ain't on weekly racing for money on iRacing too often, so they might be a little extra rambunctious. So we'll get it straightened out and go from there. And we'll see you guys next week. Thanks everybody that tuned in.
Thank you, and Steve, we can't wait to see you next week. And once he gets those points up, we will actually show off those points before our broadcast next week during the pre-show. So that is it from us here, and I believe we have another show later on, but we got a few hours between that. So, Paul, go ahead and wrap us up here. What I am going to do, I'm going to get some water. I'm going to just drink a whole gallon because now my voice is gone, and I'm going to get set for tonight. So, my name is Wes Rowdy Hogue. I'm going to throw it to Paul Strickland Jr. here. He's going to wrap you up.
Yeah, most definitely, Wes. Great afternoon here so far. 2 races down. You saw the Canadian Karting Series. Those guys put on a great show. Legends Cars at Summit Point. Swinging on over here to the Hudson Speedway iRacers group. These guys ran a 50-lap feature here at Lanier Speedway. Great showing. That Pennzoil 21 machine. Derek G able to come home with the victory. We're going to take a couple hours off here, and we're going to head on down to our third race of the evening, the East Coast Winter League. Those guys are going to be running SK Modifieds at Stafford Motor Speedway. And man, those guys have been putting on a great show on Sunday nights. Prime time, as it were, because that's going to be at 9 o'clock Eastern time tonight. So we're really looking forward to that as well. Tuesday night, we've got some Tim's Corner Motorsports action as he's trying to qualify in, Tim Terry that is trying to qualify in more drivers into his Tim's Corner Motorsports All-Star Showcase, and essentially the only way to get into that is to win. So right now he's got about 15, 20 drivers over the past events that have won that race. But yeah, for my partner here, Rowdy Wesley Hogue, I am Showtime Paul Strickland Jr. This has been Verdane TV, race number 2 in the books. Race number 3 happening tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern. Check it out on YouTube, Verdane TV. Check it out on Facebook, Verdane Racing. And be sure to like, subscribe, share the videos, and drop us a little bit of a line, a little bit of a comment. Let us know what you thought of the show. But we're going to pack all this stuff up. We're gonna leave here in Lanier. We're going to pack up and roll the cables up and head on up to Stafford Motor Speedway, get our production trailer set up there for the East Coast Winter League. And man, oh man, looking forward to some more racing this afternoon. But again, I'm Showtime Paul Strickland Jr. Next time you see us here on Verdane TV, we'll be doing it live.